Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Nigel Schroeter, and today I'm going to tell you why you should get a large balance secured loan or a high capital secured loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. I have done this multiple times. I've gotten secured loans with Navy Federal for $20,000, for $10,000. And I've even got loans with them for as low as $200 when I initially started on my journey. So imagine going from a $200 secured loan into getting to the point where you're able to obtain a $20,000 secured loan. So here's why I say you need to obtain a large balance secured loan. First thing is establishing credit history. I cannot say this enough. If you want to establish credit history, a secured loan is going to provide an opportunity to establish that credit history if you don't have one. And those timely payments that you're going to make are going to demonstrate your ability to manage credit responsibly, which is going to be essential to your credit score. Now, here's why I say do it with Navy Federal. Because once you do it with Navy Federal, everyone knows that you're able to pay your secured loan down, get that money back instantaneously, and then you don't have to worry about making another payment until towards the end of the terms of that secured loan. Therefore, you don't really have to worry about missed payments. And then if you do miss that last payment, say you pay down all the way down to your last payment. If you miss that last payment, Navy Federal generally will send you a letter in the mail, and they'll try to contact you otherwise so that you can pay that payment within 30 days before it posts negatively to your credit. So it's kind of a set it and forget it type of concept, and it's going to allow you as a member of the credit union to be able to build your internal score with them as well as build your overall credit history. Now, the second reason, and this is more of the reason why I went for a secured loan, is diversifying your credit mix. So lenders like to see that you have a diversified credit profile. They like to see that you have credit that is installment credit. They like to see that you have revolving credit. They want to see you managing different type of credit. So if you have that installment credit, you have a secured loan, a car payment, personal loan, that type of thing, and then you have some credit cards or a line of credit or something, they're able to see that revolving credit and that installment credit, and having that balance mix is going to impact your credit score positively. Now, the next thing, of course, is something that I've already kind of stated, but I want to, really magnify is that positive payment history. So making on-time payments on that secured loan is going to demonstrate your reliability and financial responsibility. So when you contribute that positive payment history, that is probably the biggest. Well, isn't probably it is the biggest factor in increasing your credit score. So you want to have that positive payment history. Now, number 4, if you are already have credit but it's poor, having a secured loan is going to improve your credit score. And so sometimes you have the money, but you don't have the credit score, and you have to figure out something that you can do because maybe you need to make a large purchase, a house, a car, something to get that score up in order for you to be able to, drop down your interest rates or whatever it may be. In getting a secured loan, you're going to be able to gravely improve your credit score. Now, number 5 is going to be your credit utilization ratio. I say this all the time. People are always like, oh, well, I'd rather get the secured card because with the secured card, my money, I can spend off of that card once I get it, blah, blah, blah. And I understand if you are not familiar with the Navy Federal secured loan hack, which is something that I've, explained in prior videos that you can go and watch. However, if you are familiar with the secured loan hack with Navy Federal, you know you're going to have your capital free to spend versus another bank where if you get a secured loan, you will have to actually pay that loan back before you get your money back. So I understand that that's a factor with a lot of financial institutions, but it's not with Navy Federal as of yet. The next thing is going to be your credit. Is going to be your when it comes to your credit utilization. Your credit utilization is going to stay low, whereas with the loan, because it's not utilizing any credit, whereas the secured card, that's the downside to it, is that secured card, when you spend off of it, you're going to get a utilization if you're not paying it back completely every month. So now moving into my next topic, we're going to talk about building those positive credit habits. So I think that getting a secured loan is something that's great as well, because like I said, it's going to get you in that swing of being able to make those on-time payments every single month and ensuring that you're managing your accounts appropriately. So you want to make sure that you take that time out to manage this account, and that's going to teach you how to better manage your credit, which in turn is going to offer you a better credit opportunities going on in the future. Number 8 is a longer credit history. Now, there's an argument here that yes, when you first add the account, it's going to shorten your credit history, but you can add a secured loan and you can do, terms out 60 months. And that's, 5 years that you can potentially add to your credit history if you have enough money to do a large secured loan. So that's why I'm recommending doing a larger one if you have the available funds, or if you can get access to the funds. Because remember, you only need access to these funds for about 72 hours. So the next thing is going to be your potential future credit opportunities. So it's going to improve your eligibility. When you go and you have this positive credit history, you have the secured loan, you have the credit mix, you're going to get better terms and better interest rates in the future when you're looking at loans. Banks are going to be more willing to lend to you, and you're going to have more opportunities at your hand when it comes to dealing with obtaining money in the future, when you can go to a bank and say, hey, this is what my credit report looks like, and I've borrowed $10,000-$20,000 from them before. Hey, can I get 30 from you? So it's a great option. Next point, of course, the opportunity to rebuild your credit. I said this before, but if your credit is damaged and you need to do something to repair it, this is something that you can do, and the secured loan is going to, over time, gradually improve that credit score for you and get you to where you want to be. It can be a quick fix in certain situations, but in most situations, you're going to have to wait and do it over time. Number 11 is demonstrating financial stability. So not only do you want to demonstrate that you're responsible, but you want to demonstrate that you're stable. And so, if you can show a large amount and you can show it over a period of time, when you go to apply for another, line of credit, if I've paid, $600 a month for the past 5 years and I want to go get a mortgage for $1,000 a month, if I paid that and it was secured and it was my own money, now I'm coming to you and saying I want a mortgage, you can say, okay, well, if he's paid this and he had no reason at all to pay this back because there was nothing securing it besides, their own money, why should I not expect them to pay this mortgage where it's securing their house and their livelihood? or this car where it's securing their transportation to and from work. So be aware of that as well. And last but not least, it reduces your reliance on unsecured debt. Can't say this enough. When you're doing this effectively and you have secured debt as well as unsecured debt, what I've done in the past is I've maxed out my opportunities for applying for unsecured debt. And, I've gotten, 9 or 10 credit cards. Then go back and get secured loans following getting those credit cards. So while I'm waiting for my credit profile to, let those inquiries fall off and all that stuff, I'm still building more credit history with these secured loans. So now by the time that my credit cards have, built their history back up and my secured loans are maturing, I'm ready to go back and I'm showing a greater amount of responsibility and a greater amount of, credit and profiles, a greater amount of credit and trade lines on my profile than I would be able to do without having those secured loans. So, as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being a part of the channel. Hit that like button if you feel like I brought you some value in this video. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see in the next video.